Now that I've got the triangle guide, I'm going to go ahead and add in my rectangles here. So to do this, I'm going to go ahead and go to my polygon tool over here on the left, and I'm going to grab my rectangle tool by clicking and holding down. I'm then going to go ahead and go to the bottom right corner of this triangle, click and drag up and across 3 squares and all the way up to the top of the triangle. I then need 2 more of these to create the Adidas logo. So you can either draw 2 more in the exact width and height, or you can take your selection tool and hold Alt on your keyboard to click and drag across. And if you click and drag and hold Alt and let go of your click first, you should be able to have 3 of these. Now, it's not going to fulfill this whole bottom triangle yet, because if we look at the Adidas logo, it's got a little space at the bottom that doesn't show the end of the triangle right there, okay? So what we're gonna do now is we need to slant the top parts of these these rectangles and leave the bottom parts. So I'm gonna go ahead and select all 3 by clicking and dragging across. And note that my triangle doesn't get selected because it was locked, which is really cool. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn the stroke of these to be green. So that way I can see them in comparison to the black of the triangle guide. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is move these top parts, right? I want to take these top parts and I want to be able to click and drag and slant it. But if I use my selection tool, it's not going to let me because it's selecting the whole shape. So I'm going to go ahead and use my direct selection tool. The second you click on your direct selection tool, if you have something selected, immediately you'll see the points and paths pop up in blue. If you click off the shape and then go click on the top left corner or any corner of the shape, you're going to see that it's going to select the point blue but leave the rest unselected, which means with the direct selection tool, you can actually grab this point and adjust it. I'm going to Control Z to go back. If I want to select both points at the top, I can hold Shift and click, and now I have both selected in blue while the bottom ones are white, not selected, and I can click and drag to begin adjusting the angle of the shape, which is exactly what I want to do. However, I want to move all 3 shapes at the same time. So just like with your selection tool, when you click and drag across these 3, it selects all 3. With my direct selection tool with nothing selected, so I clicked off to the left over here to deselect everything, and I have my direct selection tool selected, I can go ahead and start and draw a box across the points at the top of this to select all 6. And note that since the triangle is locked, it is not selecting the point on the triangle, which is great. And then the bottom 6 points are not selected. So now what I can do is begin to drag. Now, I don't want to change the height of these. I just want to change the angle at which they are sitting. Now, you will see that since we have Snap Grid on, I can never hit that half point of that triangle right there. It's going to keep, oh, wait, oh, it let me finally. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the far right corner this time because I want to align to the half point, and that will let me line to that point there. Okay, you now have the beautiful slants that you needed, and they're all proportional in grid style, which is really cool. I mean, if you think about it, you know you've made a proportional shape here. So the next step is I want to get rid of all this stuff up at the top and only keep these bars in the middle, right? So what tool are we going to use to do that?